Hi everybody, welcome. Disowning Judgments in my messy apartment, my messy home before I get ready for foundation tomorrow. Hello. That's right, we're talking about disowning judgments and how your past is not relevant. So my friends, oh God, I have so much going on. It's almost late to my own Facebook. Yeah, cool. So, what else is possible? Yeah. All right. So, friends, we're going to talk about disowning judgment. So, I just got off a call and we were looking at, a lot of times when we're trying to change something, we tend to look at what we've been doing in the past. Like, what did I decide back then? Why is this happening? What is this about? And whenever you look to the past, you're ignoring the future. Okay? And so this idea of that you have to resolve the past and figure out what you're doing. Hola, mi amiga, ¿cómo estás? So this idea that you have to look to the past to figure out what you're doing in the past, what went wrong, why did you date that person, why did you file for bankruptcy, why did your class not work, none of that is actually in the direction of creating your future, right? And so you're constantly in this quest to figure out what's wrong in the past, but the past has no relevancy to what you can actually create in the future. It really doesn't. So, what if your past is not relevant to what you could create now, right? And so this concept of disowning judgments and this concept of just like the past isn't relevant. So I was looking last week on another call and someone was talking about my judgments. Well, I have these judgments. These are my judgments, right? But guess what? Judgments are not light. And so if they're not light, they're also not yours, right? And so what if you could start to disown judgments? What if you could start to look at, the judgment, right? Versus your judgment. Do you notice that the judgment is lighter because it doesn't actually create ownership that a judgment is yours? It's just an awareness that you're having about something that's heavy. And when you go to own it, it gets even heavier. So how many judgments have you decided you have of you? And how many judgments have you decided are yours? And my question would be, are they actually yours or are they just judgments? They're judgments from the universe. They're judgments from other people. It's just a judgment. And a judgment is also not relevant to the creation of your future. It really isn't. So you guys are welcome to ask me questions. If you have anything that's relevant in your life right now about something that you're dealing with or something you want to create in the future and you notice where you're getting stuck, right? So this whole idea that you've decided that you have lots of judgments about you, about money, about your business, they're just judgments. They're not yours. So don't own the judgment as if it was actually yours because it's heavy. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm a little delirious. I've been facilitating all day and I'm going on no sleep and I'm getting ready for the Global Foundation class tomorrow, live streaming from my home in Colorado with a bunch of people. And if you're a last minute humanoid and want to join, you're welcome to. So judgments are not relevant to your future and the past is not relevant to your future. Your judgments that you've decided are yours are not relevant to your future. And once you get this, this can change your entire reality. And so I know for me, my biggest judging factor was my body, right? And my weight and my appearance and what I looked like and that I didn't fit my skinny jeans. And when I figured this out, I realized that everything that I was doing about my body wasn't mine. It literally was the culture and, where I was raised and how I was raised. And if you look at this reality has so many judgments about body, about image, about appearance. But if you were to ask your body, are you happy with the size and shape you are? Some of you might get a yes. Some of you might get a no. And then instead of going, well, what did I do in the past and how do I change it? Right? It doesn't matter and it's not relevant. So one of the questions that I've been asking a lot is, for every choice that I'm making, for everything I want to create in the future, I'm always asking, will this create or decay my future? Right? And when you start to look at that, the choices that you make have an impact, not the past, but the choices now for the future can either create or decay your future, you'll start to choose choices that will create your future, and you'll start to say no to choices that decay your future. So check this out. Is owning judgments, and owning judgments is yours, does it create or decay your future? What do you get? Do you get that it creates your future, or do you get that it decays your future? You guys are cute. I like when you guys don't respond, because then I'm like, hello? Is anybody there? Yeah, Wendy says they decay your future. Right. Hi. Hello. Iralina. I like that. Awesome. So what if the judgments, and what if looking at the past and trying to, sort of talk about the past or figure out the choices that you made in the past that didn't work, is looking at the past, does it create or decay your future? Is trying to figure out the choices that you made that you've decided are wrong, does it create or decay your future? Yeah, and so it's interesting because I didn't realize this until recently, but every choice that decays my future also decays my body in the present moment. So when I am choosing to try to make the right choices, I'm actually decaying my future while simultaneously decaying my body. From Portugal! I love it! Yay! Portugal! Português! Eu não falo português, but someday I hope to follow Portuguese. So what if everything that you're looking at, and what if trying to figure out the past was a lie? And what if the past and the judgments that you think are yours are not relevant to your future? What if they do not create more? Would you be willing to let them go right now? I know, right? Isn't that crazy? So what if, like, all of a sudden, instead of being like a fresh baby with fresh eyes, you were a fresh adult with fresh eyes, and the past and all your choices and everything that's happened in your past was not relevant? How would you see the future differently? And what would you choose that would be different? Right? Yeah. So the past is not relevant. Your judgments are not relevant. And so often we're asking questions to change the future. We're asking questions about the past and about what we did wrong and about how to change it and it's not light, and it doesn't actually create more. Yeah. So I'm curious, you guys that are live, if you have any questions or you're just here because you want to say hello, which is awesome. Yeah, you're so welcome. I think Jean, I like that. I love seeing you guys on here. So it's really interesting what you've chosen. And, you know, I look at I'm a trained psychologist. Don't hate me. And I was taught in psychology to talk about the past to create a different future. And the more that I talked about the past, the heavier it got. The more I went into my stories, and the stories from actually feeling like I was at the effect of, oh, well, my brother beat me up, or my, parents did such and such, or my, whatever my story was about money, about body, about business. Every time I talked about it, it was like I went back into the past. Yeah, so just like that, poof, decide exactly. So here's the thing. Instead of, if you guys are here right now and you want to create a different future, what questions can you ask? What decisions can you make? What energies can you be to create a different future? With total ease. Hi, Renita. Welcome. Nice to see you here, my friend. So this is where it's not about what happened yesterday. And it's not about what happened last week. And especially, this is what I've noticed in my business and in the business, is the stuff that I think was really good yesterday and I want to try and bring it to the future, it actually diminishes and decays the future. What do I mean by that? So I know a couple years ago, I tell this story a little bit, is a couple years ago I did a class when I was first starting out as an Access Consciousness facilitator, and the class was called The Naked Revolution. And it was all about, awesome, I'll get to your question in a second. It was all about the body and how to get out of judgment with the body and how to love the skin you're in, no matter what size, no matter what shape, no matter what color, no matter what age, no matter how many wrinkles. And I did this brilliant class where I was like, hey, I'm going to dance in front of a camera and I'm going to be naked from here up. And so on the camera, all you could see, so I looked naked. I did have a tube top on. And I lip synced to Annie Lennox and I invited people into this class. And it was 30 days for $30 or $97 for 30 days. And 204 people signed up in 48 hours. And we went for 30 days and I was like, I'm going to do that again because that was so good. So I tried to replicate it. And you guys want to know how many people signed up? Like 10 or 20. And I was like, I was so disheartened and disappointed because what was I doing? I was basically trying to take what worked in the past and apply it to my future, but it no longer worked because I wasn't looking at the future. I was looking in the past. Aw, Miss Hallie, hi, sweetness, I miss you. So when you guys are creating your future, you literally have to pretend that yesterday didn't exist, that the day before didn't exist, that last year didn't exist. And you start to look at, wow, what can you create now? What can you ask now? What's the future asking you to be? Right? Because when you create and try and replicate the success that worked in the past, the future's already changed. Hi, sweetness. Mwah. Miss you. Right? And so it's such an unkindness when we go into the past thinking that what worked in the past is going to work in the future. When you go into the past and you go, oh, but I need to figure out why I went bankrupt, you're bringing that bankruptcy with you into the now as if that defines you. You're also, for those things that are successful, you're bringing the success of the past thinking that that same success will also work in the future, which it no longer does. right? Love the hearts. So it's really this unkindness that if you want to create a different future, you have to figure out how to bring the past in, right? And it doesn't work, right? I remember like probably back in the 90s when IBM was the most successful computer company on the planet, right? They thought they had won the game with computers, right? Yeah, so it's so cute. Katherine says, choosing to choose in smaller segments and not replicating the past, which is the past. Duh, yes, please. So when you're looking at the future, you're going to start to ask, wow, what question can I ask to create a different possibility in the future now? What energy do I need to be for the future now? Right? What does the future desire me to choose to have more ease? Not, do you guys notice, check that energy, is that light? And then if you go, oh, well, what did I do in the past that was wrong so that I don't do it again in the future? Because if I figure out what I did in the past, but the future is already different. Consciousness has already changed. So when you're going into the past, you're solidifying the past as if it's the future. Right? As if it's the future. Sevi just sent a message about translating in French. I love it. We have people now who are starting to get on these live calls and ask for translation, which I'm so grateful for. Like, who would have thought that even 6 months ago, I had been asking 6 months ago, what would it take to have more of my classes and more of my content translated in other languages? And it's now happening, but I didn't go, oh, well, what do I need to change so I can? No, it was, what future can I create? And then all of a sudden, we're living our way into the future, and now it's a new question. So your classes, your business, your body, everything that you are being and doing is about going into the future, not the past. So everything the past was to you yesterday, will you destroy and uncreate it? Everything yesterday was to you yesterday, will you destroy and uncreate it? Yeah. Everything your body was to you yesterday, will you destroy and uncreate it? Yeah, baby, love it. Everything the future was to you yesterday, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Yeah, cool. Haley says, this is so awesome to hear. I now see where I have been choosing and creating from the past. Right. Pock pod, all that. Amen. The past is not relevant to your future, my friends, because how different are you today than you were last week? So if you're trying to go into the energy of last week to create your future, you've already missed and disowned and disacknowledged what's different now, right? Which is totally insane. Totally insane. So I'm going to go to Jean's question, which is so awesome. And if you guys have questions and you want to ask more questions, I love your comments, right? So, blah, 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 fluffy. So, I'm a humanoid. If you don't know what that means, look up accessconsciousness.com and you'll discover it. So Jean says, what would it take to pock and pod only once instead of listening to endless clearing loops? Well, here's the thing, Jean. That's a great question. My question to you is, what future do you need to be now? So, when you're listening to the clearing loops, are you in the past or are you in the future? Are you in the present? Where are you when you're listening to clearing loops? And sometimes we have a lot of points of views built up about something from the past. And the whole point of POC Pod, right, the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, cool, she says lightening up. Yeah, baby, all over the place. Oh, cool, awesome. Jennifer says that, not Jean. So when you're POC and Pod in the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement is designed to get you out of the past so you can choose. So if you're looking at choice for the future and you ask, wow, who do I need to be to create something different? right away. What choice do I need to be? What choice can I create, right? And you're looking at the future and you're like seeing brick walls and there's no energy and you're just like, this is so heavy. That's where POC Pod comes into place. And you might have to POC Pod 100 times because you've been looking at the past for trillions of lifetimes. So unfortunately, sometimes you do have to POC Pod a lot, but how could you start looking at POC Pod to create future rather than let go of the past? Does that make sense? And so and what point of view do you have about the things that are sticking you? Right? What points of views do you have about your past? And if you were to let go of your points of views, would the POC Pod work once? Sometimes it can work once. Sometimes you need to do it 100 times because you have a ton of points of views. And so the clearing statement, POC Pod, is designed to get you to choose more in the future and let go of the past, but not to be in the past. So if you're listening to clearing loops while being in the past, right? So Jean says, yes, totally. It all seems to not move fast enough. Well, newsflash, it will never be fast enough for you. You're a humanoid, or so I think, right? And so if it's not fast enough for you, that is normal, right? You as a humanoid, how far into the future are you? And for those of you that love to create, how far into the future are you? Right? Like the no judgment diet is a concept in the future. And yet some of you can hear it now. And I wonder how many more people will be able to hear it a year from now. Right? So I don't look to the past with the no judgment diet. I look to the future. So it's true that if you're into the future, nothing is ever going to move fast enough for you because you're constantly going to be in the future, knowing that the future is here now for you. But it might not be here now for everyone else. So it does feel like, notice I'm using feel like on purpose, it feels heavy or it feels sluggish or it feels dense, right? Yeah. So, yeah, Christine says, my interesting point of view is I make myself less to be okay in my friendships. Yes, you do. So if you didn't make yourself less, how much more fun, like how many more new people could you bring into your life as friends that would be more fun for you? And I'm not saying let go of your friendships, but what if your friendships let go of themselves? What if the people who aren't resonant with you now, right, let go of themselves? Awesome. If you guys are sharing, please share, right? If you think this would contribute to someone else, go ahead and share it because this is a pretty cool conversation, right? And so it's interesting because this whole concept about creating your life is about looking at the future. Yeah, awesome. Oh, I love, this is awesome. So Sevi's been translating me in French for people who want French translation, and I love this. So let's see. Actually, I just love the energy. Well, I translated you on the energy pole. Beyond, I just choose you. I don't know you before this crazy event. I'm still translating. And one of my choices is to be a contribution for fun, joy, and consciousness, also through my voice. So it hit me. Oh, the French should know more about Katherine. And then you choose me too. I love it. And now it's even better, choosing each other and building and creating more. I'm so grateful. Well, I am so grateful for you, Sevi. So if any of you are French and want to join my classes, Sevi's been translating my classes in French, which is pretty freaking cool. So I wonder, my friends, if you truly desire to have a different reality, what if you didn't make yourself wrong that the people from your past and the past don't get where you are now? That isn't your problem, right? It's not something you need to change being you for because someone else from your past doesn't get you. You want to keep going into the future, keep creating, keep choosing, keep asking, and keep being, so that you can actually have and be and choose the life you'd like to have now. Does that make sense? And you guys with me? Hearts or thumbs up if you're still with me. So, yeah, and so the other piece to this with judgments is truth. Are judgments from the future or judgments from the past? I love it. You guys are still with me. Awesome. Thank you. That helps. I'm feeling quite OCD, ACD, ACD. Oh man. See? ADD. That's cute. So it's interesting. So our truth, are judgments from the future or are judgments from the past? I'm wondering, are judgments from the future or are judgments from the past? What do you guys get? I'll say, right, most judgments are from the past. Most judgments, right, Haley says from the past. Most judgments are from the past. And so every time you look at the past, you're bringing in from the past into the now judgments. And then you go, oh my God, I have a judgment about my body. Oh my God, I have a judgment. Right, judgments are from the past. Kaylee says the past, right. So it's so interesting, my friends. This is a concept to start to disown judgments. Disown your past. Your past has no relevance on what you can create now and in the future. And so when you say my judgment about my body, my judgment about money, my judgment about my butt, my judgment about my business, or my judgment about the business, you're literally owning judgments as if it's yours. And guess what it does to the body? It decays the body instead of creates the body. So if you can start to look at, oh my God, I'm aware of a judgment, that's the past, it's not relevant, next. Instead of, can you help me with this judgment that I have about my body? Do you guys notice the difference? Right? It's so much lighter to go, oh, that's so 1999. Judgments are so yesterday, right? Which is why, right? And Renita says, and we get stuck in the past. Exactly. And then you wonder why it's hard to create more money. Or you wonder why it's hard to build a relationship that matches your energy now. Right? Pock pod that. Amen, my friend. Right? And so judgments, when you start to disown judgments and go, you ain't gonna play with me today because you're so 1999, that's stuck in yesterday. You start to go, hi future. What do you have for me today? Future, how can we play right away? But trying to facilitate yourself out of a judgment is literally taking your body and thunking it into the past. Thunk. And then you're like, can you help me with this judgment? Right? You're basically asking someone to pull you out of a pile of your own poo. And no offense, but that's not fun for anybody, including you. So what you want to start to do is, oh, that's a judgment. I almost went to own it. It's not mine, because judgments are not yours. Judgments are a lie. And if you're an infinite being, you do not own lies. Lies do not own you. They only own you when you buy them as real and true for you. So starting to look at the future and go, wow, what future can I create today? And if a judgment comes up, it might be from your past. So, hey, you're not relevant to my future. I'm not even going to bother. Like probably about a year ago, I stopped asking for facilitation on anything that resembled a judgment. Because I realized that the judgment, one, wasn't mine. Two, judgments are a lie, so the judgment was a lie. And three, judgments decay my future, they don't create my future. Judgments also decay my body. They don't create my body. So all of the judgments you are using to buy the lies about you you're choosing, will you destroy and uncreate it? Yep, there we go. And you guys notice that just asking you to destroy and uncreate it actually changes the energy. Yeah, Joanna says, geesh, I love that, right? So my friends, every judgment you've been looking at up until now, will you now let it go? And we'll do a 1, 2, 3 on Facebook Live. Yeah, on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Woo-wee! My friends, your judgments, they're not yours. You don't own judgments. So stop trying to pretend it, because that's like owning a lie. And we all know that every time you've been asked to keep a secret, you're basically keeping a lie, which slows you down and keeps you in the past. And it's so not fun. Right? Ailey says, woohoo! Joanna says, bam! Right? Mic drop. I like it. I need my own gifts. Someone want to make me gifts? Okay, that would be fun. I'm entertaining myself. So if you guys truly are here, which I know you are, and you all are so amazing and such a contribution, and every time we get together, whether it's Facebook Live or on a live class or on a Zoom, we literally are creating a different possibility for the future. And every time we create a different possibility for the future together, however it looks, you literally start to basically eradicate and eliminate judgment out of your life. And when you begin to look at judgments as a past, and ain't relevant, past is so 1999, who cares? Like, does anyone remember what they were wearing in 1999? Just ugly clothes. But some of it is coming back with a vengeance, right? And so it's not relevant. So stop trying to get facilitation on your judgments, because they're not yours. You're basically carrying around a 500-ton brick or elephant or pile of something that isn't very fun. And then you're going, can you help me? And everyone's like, it's not yours. So you can't change what isn't yours. You cannot change what isn't yours. And so if you look at this, are judgments yours? Yes or no? Judgments are not yours, my friends, right? The past is not relevant to who you are today and what you can create for the future, right? Christine says, no, right? Yeah, you guys, so every judgment, stop getting facilitation on your judgments, because you're basically trying to change something that isn't yours, and you can't change what isn't yours. I love it. Fernanda, no. Renita, no, says Catherine. Amen, my friends. So has this been helpful, right? Is this giving you a window where you can take this and choose to create something different? So start to ask. What choices can you make today to create a different future right away? Don't go, how can I facilitate me from the past so I can create a different future? That's freaking heavy. Start asking, what choices can I make today to create a different future right away? Judgments do not exist in the future. Oh my goodness, that's a meme. Judgments do not exist in the future. Holy cow. So my friends, I wonder what future you're being that you're not acknowledging. And what future are you choosing that literally has no relevance to yesterday? Right. Renita says, are required to close the back door. Amen, because judgments are in your back door. Fernanda says, thank you. You are so welcome. You guys are amazing. I'm really excited because I'm starting to do the No Judgment Diet live events again. And we've got a live event coming up in Denver. And the topic is, are you creating or decaying your future? Are you creating or decaying your body? And we're going to basically play with this concept in Denver, live event. There's a taster, there's a deep dive. The deep dives are freaking awesome. I'm coming all over the world. So this year, we've got Mexico City. We have to change the dates. We just put it on the calendar, but Paris, Mexico City, Alberta, Canada, Glenwood Springs, Hot Springs, Colorado. Oh yeah. So if you want to come play Creating or Decaying Your Future, every No Judgment Diet live event has a different topic. And, it really is, I look at the city, I look at the timing, I look at the future, and I'm like, what does the planet require to hear so we can start creating for the future? Oh, Sydney, duh. And Sydney, I'm going to Australia and Maui. Amen. So if you guys want to come play, you are welcome at any time. We'll throw the link in just so you can check out the live events. Oh yeah, and Marin, California in May. Paris in September. I'm so excited for Paris. Oh my goodness. Europe, are you ready? No one wants to come to Paris. So my friends, you are the future that changes the world. By you committing to waking up every day and looking at your future and asking for a different possibility, you no longer make judgments relevant. You may no longer make your past relevant. And then look at the possibilities of what that will create for your body. Bodies love lightness. They also love chaos, and the future is chaos because it's unknown. Right? The future is chaos because you don't know what to expect. So, wow, this has been super amazing, and I adore you guys with all my heart. Thanks for being here. It really means a lot to me. Thanks for your energy. If you'd like to share this once we post it live, please feel free. We could use all the help we can, because my target is 10 million bodies out of judgment, because what future would that create, right? And we're not going to get rid of judgments by looking at the past. We get rid of judgments by creating for the future. So I can't do this alone, right? This mission is about all of us getting together and recognizing what's actually possible with our bodies, with the planet, with your businesses, with money, and with everything and anything in between. So my friends, go out and conquer the world. Go play with the future. Fuck the past. Oops. Yeah. You are so welcome, Renita. You guys, thanks for joining me live. I am gonna be on live it's just been really fun for me to be here. So thank you for thanks for your energy. Thanks for your hearts and contribution. Thanks for just joining. And I wonder what magic the future holds for you. And I wonder what magic you are to the future. So go out and be awesome. Go start conquering. Oh, we've got a free call. We've got actually lots of free calls coming up in April to invite you guys to different possibilities, to get you to see what's possible for your life and living. So please spread the love, share it around. If it would be fun for you, sign up, come join us. And you, of course, will be invited into other future possibilities. But this is free. You can come join live, and we'll see you on the next adventure, wherever that is in the world. Hope to hug you in person someday, and go out and make today the best day possible. Go out and make your night or your sleep the best sleep possible. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. So thanks for being here, and mwah. Bye for now.